Audi ownership can cost you $10,000 more than you planned, and it almost always comes from 3 specific models that look completely sensible from the outside. Owners of one A4 generation were burning through a quart of oil every 300 miles, and that was before the engine started destroying itself. That got bad enough to trigger a federal class action lawsuit. Today, the maintenance anchor, the oil-thirsty disaster, and the 10-cylinder siren, 3 Audis that will drain your bank account with a straight face. And on the other side, the apex executive, the one Audi that delivers everything the badge promises, and almost nobody outside the enthusiast community is talking about it. By the end, you'll know whether the Audi you're looking at is the smartest buy in this segment or a repair bill you haven't met yet. Worst 3, the maintenance anchor, Audi A8 D3 4.2 V8 2004 to 2009. Step into the A8 D3 and the world gets quieter. Real wood on the dash, supple leather that actually feels like it costs something. The MMI interface was genuinely ahead of its time, and the aluminum space frame underneath you was an engineering achievement that Mercedes and BMW couldn't match. This was the car that made executives forget about the S-Class, and for the first few years of ownership, it earns every dollar of its $70,000 original sticker. But here's what happens once the warranty expires. By 120,000 miles, the 4.2-liter V8, engine codes BFM and BVJ, starts showing its real personality. The timing chain tensioners, which are located at the back of the engine on the firewall side, begin to fail. Owners describe it as a faint rattle on cold starts that gets louder and more insistent over weeks. Then one morning it doesn't go away, then the misfires start, then the engine jumps timing, and at that point, you're not fixing it, you're replacing it. The repair itself runs between $6,500 and $10,000 in labor alone, because accessing those chains requires pulling the engine entirely. That's not a typo. The chains are in the back. The engine has to come out, and it doesn't stop there. The air suspension, which gives the D3 its magic carpet ride, runs on bellows that crack and a compressor that burns out when it's forced to compensate for a slow leak. A small $20 air leak destroys a $500 compressor, which then takes out a $1,500 valve block. One owner on an Audi forum put it plainly, "I bought it thinking I was getting a deal on a luxury car. What I actually bought was a part-time job." There's also the transmission. Audi and ZF originally marketed the Tiptronic 6-speed as sealed for life, no fluid changes required. Long-term owners and mechanics have since discovered that this lifetime fluid is the primary cause of transmission failure between 120,000 and 180,000 kilometers. If you're looking at one of these on the used market, ask for documentation of a transmission fluid change and an air suspension conversion to coilover. If neither exists, the price needs to reflect what's coming. Audi A8 owners, what has yours actually cost you? Drop the total in the comments. Worst 2, the oil-thirsty disaster, Audi A4B8 2.0T, 2009 to 2012. The B8 A4 was a genuinely beautiful car, LED eyebrow daytime running lights before anyone else had them, modern proportions, a tight interior, and a turbocharged 4-cylinder that promised V6 performance with better fuel economy. On the showroom floor, this was the smart choice, the efficient, tech-forward alternative to the BMW 3 Series. For the first year of ownership, it delivered on that promise. But here's what the brochure didn't mention. The EA888 Gen 2 engine had a fundamental design defect in the piston rings. Oil passed the rings, burned in the combustion chamber, and disappeared. Not into a puddle under the car, but into thin air. Owners were adding a quart of oil every 300 to 500 miles. In the worst cases, the engine consumed its entire oil capacity between service intervals, leading to metal-on-metal contact and total engine seizure. The burning oil fouled the spark plugs, which caused misfires. The misfires destroyed the catalytic converter, and the catalytic converter failure triggered a cascade of additional fault codes that sent owners back to the dealer again and again for a problem that couldn't be patched with a software update. This got bad enough that it triggered a nationwide class action lawsuit, Rieger versus Volkswagen Group of America, specifically covering 2009 to 2013 models with the 2.0T TFSI. A piston and ring replacement runs $5,000 to $6,000. A used engine swap is roughly the same, and on a car you can buy today for $6,000 to $8,000, that math doesn't work. One owner described it this way, "I was checking the oil every week on a car I bought because I thought it was reliable." Here's the contrarian angle, and it matters. Many of these cars have already been repaired under the class action settlement, documented Stage 2 piston repairs, and Stage 3 timing chain tensioner updates. If you find a B8A4 with full written documentation of both repairs, it becomes a different car entirely. Without that paperwork, it's a rolling debt. Before you buy, ask for the settlement repair documentation specifically. If the seller hesitates or can't produce it, that hesitation is your answer. If this research is saving you from a 5-figure mistake, hit the like button. It helps us get this in front of more buyers before they sign anything. Now, the one you really need to know about. Worst one, the 10-cylinder siren in Audi A6 C6 S6 V10, 2007 to 2011. This one is going to surprise some of you. Of everything Audi produced in the last 2 decades, this is the car that sounds like the dream. A 5.2-liter V10 that shares its DNA with the Lamborghini Gallardo. 435 horsepower. A sound that makes people turn around in parking lots. All of it wrapped in a sober, understated executive body that looks like a senior partner's company car. On paper, this is the ultimate sleeper. In reality, it is one of the most financially punishing cars you can own. The V10 requires 10 quarts of synthetic oil per change. It has 8 oxygen sensors, all buried in locations that require significant disassembly to reach. The direct injection system builds carbon deposits on the intake valves at an accelerated rate. Owners report losing up to 55 pound-feet of torque before they even notice something is wrong. Then there's the intake manifold. The factory unit uses plastic internal flaps called tumble flaps that are not a question of if they break. They break. When they do, the fragments fall directly into the engine. An intake manifold replacement runs $4,000 to $6,000. If the debris has already reached the cylinders before diagnosis, you're looking at an engine out reseal, and that bill starts at $15,000 on a car with a current market value of around $10,000. The failure doesn't travel alone either. The carbon buildup robs power, which masks the early symptoms of the flap failure, which delays diagnosis, which means by the time the check engine light appears, the damage is already compounding. One owner on the Audi forums, "I bought it for the sound, I sold it for the silence, because I couldn't afford to hear what was wrong with it anymore." Is it a beautiful car? Absolutely. Does it sound like nothing else on the road? Yes. But the question worth asking yourself is this: at what point does a car that costs $3,000 or more per year just to maintain stop being a luxury and start being a liability? If you're set on one, find an example where the JHM Motorsport metal flap intake manifold upgrade has already been installed. That solves the design flaw permanently. Without it, the clock is running. Those 3 are the cautionary tales. Knowing them puts you ahead of 90% of buyers walking into dealerships right now. But this isn't just a warning, it's a guide, because Audi has also produced some genuinely exceptional cars, models that mechanics quietly recommend when nobody's watching, cars that long-term owners run past 200,000 miles without drama. The 4 you're about to see are what Audi looks like when it gets everything right. And the number 1 pick, the one we're building toward, is probably not the one you're expecting. Best 4, the immortal workhorse, Audi A4, B5 1.9 TDI/1.8T, 1996 to 2001. The B5 A4 doesn't get talked about the way it should. It's old. It doesn't have a digital dash or a panoramic roof, and it doesn't show up in anyone's highlight reel. That's exactly why it's worth knowing about. The 1.9-liter TDI, engine code AFN, is widely regarded as one of the most durable engines the VW Group has ever produced. Documented examples have crossed 300,000 miles on nothing more than scheduled oil changes. The 1.8T variant is a tuner's benchmark, capable of reaching 300 horsepower with forged rods and a larger turbo, making it one of the most cost-effective performance platforms ever built. Inside, the B5 is honest. Firm seats, straightforward controls, a driving position that puts you in the car rather than on top of it. It doesn't try to impress you, it just works. The reason it holds up comes down to what Audi did differently in this generation. The B5 was the first Audi A4 to use a 4-link front suspension, a significant upgrade over the aging Audi 80 platform, and it was built with fully galvanized steel bodywork as standard. That means no rust. While BMW E36s and Mercedes W202s from the same era are rotting from the sills up, well-maintained B5s are still structurally solid. One long-term owner, "I've had mine for 11 years. It's never left me stranded, not once." The 2001 model year is the one to find, the final production year, with all early ignition and airbag issues resolved and a facelift that improved the interior plastics. The Avant wagon holds its value better than the sedan and is actively sought by the enthusiast community. For buyers who want a fully functional premium car for the price of a set of tires, this is the answer that keeps getting overlooked. TDI or 1.8T? Drop your pick in the comments. Best 3, the overbuilt flagship, Audi A8 D3 W12, 2005 to 2009. Here's where it gets interesting. We just told you the D3A8 with the 4.2 V8 is a maintenance anchor. Most buyers hear that and assume the W12, 12 cylinders, 6.0 liters, must be even worse. That assumption is wrong. The W12 is naturally aspirated, built with massive internal tolerances, and does not share the timing chain tensioner problems that make the V8 a liability. 420 horsepower, 405 pound-feet of torque, and documented examples running well past 200,000 miles with only basic sensor and spark plug maintenance. Inside, the W12 A8 is the quietest, smoothest thing Audi has ever built. The ride is almost surreal, the kind of isolation that makes you check the speedometer because you can't feel how fast you're going. The reason it holds up is over-engineering. Audi built the W12 for customers who expected nothing to go wrong ever. The result is an engine that benefits from massive internal clearances and a naturally aspirated design that simply doesn't generate the heat stress that kills turbocharged and chain tensioner dependent engines. One mechanic who works on these regularly, people avoid the W12 because they think it's complicated. It's actually the one I'd buy. The V8 is the one that keeps me busy. Here's what almost nobody knows. While the 4.2 V8 A8s are heading toward the scrapyard, the W12s are quietly starting to appreciate. They represent the peak of the internal combustion era at Audi, and collectors are beginning to notice. Find a 2007 or later model for the final electronics updates on the D3 platform. In terms of sheer presence and long-term durability, the W12 competes directly with the Mercedes S600 at a fraction of the price. W12 or V8, which would you trust for the next 100,000 miles? Drop your answer below. Best 2, the modern standard. Freed Audi A4B9 2.0T 2017 to present. After everything the B8 put owners through, Audi went back and redesigned 90% of the car. The result is one of the most reliable luxury sedans on the market today. The 2018 and 2019 A4 received a perfect 5 out of 5 reliability score from Consumer Reports. The Gen 3 EA888 engine fixed the oil consumption issues of the past at the engineering level, not with a software patch, not with a settlement, but with redesigned pistons and rings from the factory. 252 horsepower, 0 to 60 in the low 5-second range, and a virtual cockpit, a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster that set the industry standard for infotainment when it launched. Inside, the B9 feels like a car that costs significantly more than it does on the used market. The materials hold up, the electronics work, the driving position is precise without being punishing. It's an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winner, which directly lowers insurance premiums by an average of 10 to 15% compared to less safe rivals. 5-year maintenance on the B9 runs around $6,400 compared to $8,200 for the equivalent BMW 330i. One thing to know before you buy, look for the 2017 or 2018 Prestige trim. Those were the last B9s to offer the full-time mechanical Torsen-style Quattro system. Later models switched to the Ultra Quattro, which decouples the rear wheels for fuel efficiency. It's fine for most buyers, but if you want the real Quattro feel, the early Prestige is the one to find. That said, there's one Audi in this lineup that makes everything we've just covered look like the obvious choice, and it's not the one most people would predict. We'll get to it now. Best one, the Apex Executive, an Audi A6 C7.5 3.0T 2016 to 2018. If you'd asked most Audi buyers 5 years ago which model to prioritize, they'd have pointed you toward the S models, the RS models, or the flagship A8. The data points somewhere else entirely. The C7.5 A6 with the 3.0T is the car that mechanics cite by name when someone asks what to look for in a used Audi. Not the S6, not the RS7, this one. The defining moment for this generation was the introduction of the CREC engine code in late 2015, a refinement that simplified the cooling system and resolved the minor supercharger clutch issues of the earlier C7. The result is an engine that community data consistently shows crossing 200,000 miles with nothing more than water pumps, thermostats, and scheduled oil changes. 333 horsepower, 325 pound-feet of torque, and with a simple ECU reflash, this engine reaches 450 horsepower or more, faster than many contemporary S models for a fraction of the price. Inside, the C7.5 is where Audi's interior quality peaked before the brand moved toward touchscreen everything, physical buttons, real materials, a driving position that feels authoritative without being aggressive. The ZF 8-speed torque converter automatic, widely considered the finest transmission ever fitted to a production car, handles everything with a smoothness that dual-clutch gearboxes simply cannot replicate in daily driving. Resale holds at around 49% after 5 years, stronger than the BMW 535i at 42% and the Mercedes E350 at 45%. 5-year maintenance runs $7,683, more than the A4, but significantly less than the equivalent German competition when you factor in what you're getting. One mechanic who works exclusively on European cars. The C7.5 3.0T is the one I tell people to find. It's engineered just enough to be brilliant, not enough to be fragile. The C7.5 A6 3.0T is what Audi ownership is supposed to feel like. Most buyers walk straight past it looking for something with a bigger badge. That's the mistake. Would you buy a C7.5 A6 over a B9A4, or does the S-Line badge still pull you somewhere else? Drop your honest take below. Buy with information, not impulse. Avoid the A8 D3 4.2 V8, the A4 B8 2.0T, and especially the A6 S6 V10. Unless you have complete documentation, a pre-purchase inspection from an independent mechanic, and a very clear picture of what the next repair cycle looks like. Seek out the A4 B5, the A8 W12, the A4 B9, and if you want the most rewarding long-term answer in this entire lineup, the C7.5 A6 3.0T is the one the data keeps pointing at. Audi ownership can be everything it promises. It just depends entirely on which model you choose and what year you start from. Do the homework. Get the inspection. Buy with information, not impulse. If this helped, hit like and check out this next video. It covers the 3 worst and 4 best Audi engines to own. The other half of the decision most Audi buyers get completely wrong before they sign anything. This is Tom from Seats and Wheels. Thanks for watching.